And good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you to Jim Deggys Pizza on Highway 28 East in the Skyline Plaza as we get our show underway. It is the Bryant Bell Coaches Show, and we welcome you in. Say good afternoon. It is time once again for us to get you ready for Friday night football, and we do that by talking with our head football coach. Plenty of good seats available. Got a great bar area where you can sit and watch watch what's on television as well, and enjoy great food and a cold beverage of your choice. So certainly want to encourage you to come and join us here. I'm Rich Dupree along with Nathan Martin and our head football coach right in the middle of us here. And Coach, as we get ready, of course, talk about our first really big road trip of the year. We'll talk about that coming up as we travel to Lake Charles and get all the information on that, find out about how this week's practice has gone so far as well. But normally in our first segment, we try to break down a little bit of what happened last Friday night. And I know you may not want to always talk about the past. You're already ready on looking on the future, but it is a part of what we have to do.
There were some positives for sure, and things we're going to build on.
Well, no doubt about that. So, Coach, first of all, going back to a place where you spent 6 seasons on the sidelines at Tioga as defensive coordinator, now going back out on the other side of the sideline. How was it kind of like returning home, because you spent a lot of time there?
Well, I've said before, I have fond memories there, but that's what they are, is memories. I've been a Pineville Rebel for 3 years now, and I love my team, and these are my guys now. So I don't recollect too much anymore when I go back.
I got you, and plus you're on the far side, so that is one thing too.
Right.
But again, a great opportunity, a great setting there. We traveled very well, a great group
Sure
of
did.
and I know they were determined to do that. Talk about the game from a positive and negative standpoint. The positives that you took from the game.
And personnel and just tweak the scheme a bit. And you saw we rushed for more, but we had a lot of positives. The first drive we go all the way down and just unfortunately couldn't but we're just going to hold on to the ball a little bit better this week and get more comfortable doing what we're doing, and basically and give us our first score on our first drive, and it's anybody's game.
It would have been a different ball game, I do believe, and of course, Coach, down 14-0 at half. Still, one of those two scores was that pick six by Jacorian Norris, I believe was the young man's name.
Right.
But when you do get down by multiple scores, and you're having to go to the air in some situations that maybe you're not as you don't do as often, and a very talented defensive group was just sitting there waiting to pick that ball off.
We had a good passing game plan going in, but unfortunate things happen, and like you said, we had to try to come back, especially when we got down 21-0, and it just sort of played into their defense's hands at that point. But we weren't going to just run and run the clock out. We were gonna go down swinging, and sure, we could have made it a closer game if we'd have been more conservative, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to always punch and fight to get back in the game and win the game. That's why we're there.
We're at Jim Deggys Pizza on Highway 28 East in the Skyline Plaza. It is the Bryant Bell Coaches Show, recapping here in our segment one. First segment underway, recapping last week's game with the Tioga Indians. Coach, both Nathan and I were quite surprised, and I'm sure that was part of the element that you planned coming out in the I formation. But it wasn't just as much that as it was that you were coming out with different personnel at the point of the eye. Tell us how that came about.
We had a round table, coaches discussion on Sunday, and we spent some time and we schemed it out together, and Coach Webb did a good job of calling the offense last week, and what you're going to see is that, and we're going to continue to take it further and further as we become more and more comfortable with it. And we believe that fits our people for what we have
brought to the table that the coaching staff recommended, and that was bringing some players from the defensive side of the ball, and as far as we know, maybe putting the ball in their hands from an offensive standpoint for the first time. And our guest later on tonight will be number 5, Ty Sanders, and that kind of shocked us when he came out, but he did an awesome job.
Said, I'm a rebel. I'm not on offense. I'm not on defense. I'm for whatever helps us win. And that's the spirit we have to have.
Sure.
Tate, he's a sophomore, is doing a good job, getting better every week. Ethan Gates, you've heard his name. Hakeem Mix.
And when you don't have that dominant tailback like we've had in the past with Bruce Jackson's side of the football, but that was a nice addition to take some young men like him and get that leg speed, and get them going to try to get them through the.
And our offensive line did a good job too. We simplified our blocking schemes from the week before, and we just want them to be comfortable and fast, and we know they're going to be even more so tomorrow night.
Week show, we saw Garrett Jackson, number 13, get some balls his way, and he lined up a lot alongside Landon Roberts when you would split out to the right or split out to the left. Justin Rachel, also another name of a young rebel that getting some opportunity, and I know for Jalen, he can throw the ball, he can run with the ball, and I know he's wanting as well to try to do everything he can to put points on the board.
I went and picked up Jalen today. He had some car issues, and I picked him up from his house. One of the things that nobody knows that coaches do, but he's getting more and more comfortable in our offense as well, and we're trying to open things up for him to use his talents.
Nathan Martin here with us as we are getting all of our equipment in place and
locked up.
Yeah, I see that. So now yes,
okay.
I was trying to signal you there that we needed to get ready to take a commercial break and certainly get you into that. But again, we're just in the first portion of the Bryant Bell Show. Again, Tioga game behind us. Nathan, we typically want to help our point out we had a little bit of a chore, though, in picking our player of the game. But you and I, and of course, appreciate the input that we got from Robert Anderson from the field, pointing out something that we didn't know up in the box because not having the live stats at our hands. But he was pretty convinced that the player of the game needed to be this young man that we're putting on the screen momentarily.
Because this computer has given me fits. What little bit of hair I had before tonight is just about all gone.
But I can tell you it is number 45 that was our leading tackler for the game, Zane Seitz, the junior linebacker. And we saw him quite regularly, Coach, going from one side of the field to the other and making the play. He led the way with 8 tackles for our team.
Zane is our leader on defense. He's my kind of guy. He's no nonsense, all business. And that's only the beginning for him.
Well, we feel that way too, and again, I appreciate Robert Anderson who made the right selection for us as we were struggling, and now we have him on the screen here. Our Quibido's Cajun Cafe player of the week was indeed the linebacker for Pineville, number 45, Zane Seitz, and we say congratulations to him. He will go into the end of the season get together at Quibido's, all the players of the week from each of our teams of the 5 schools that 446 Sports cover will come together, and then at the end of the season there will be one player of the year announced. So we look forward to that and that information coming up. We normally reveal that information to you on Sunday nights when we do our Coach Speak program, which comes your way at 5 p.m. on Sunday nights from Quibido's Cajun Cafe. So certainly appreciate them. And number 45, Zane Seitz, our player of the week for last week's game. All right, we're going to put last week behind us. We'll look ahead to our next opponent and our first really big travel opportunity as well. We'll talk about that. Also coming up, we're going to be talking with number 5 Ty Sanders, and Nathan and I have some apologizing to do. We'll tell you why when we get him on set. In the meantime, come on out and join us. We're at a great place to enjoy pizza. I'm looking forward to enjoying some after our broadcast. We are at Jim Deggys Pizza, located on the Skyline, in the Skyline Plaza on Highway 28 East. Come on out and enjoy some great pizza, some great food, and great company here with the Bryant Bell Coaches Show on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. Years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality. The number 1 sports bar.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-on needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support High 46 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
I'm Jason Hall with Farm Bureau Insurance. Did you know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month? Our team is here to educate about life insurance and help you make the right coverage choices. With the right agent this month and every month, taking care of your family can be simple and something you can do today. There's no better time than now to learn how life insurance can protect your family's financial security. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin.
Help make the Bryant Bell Coaches
An
Show
idea
possible.
created by 2
We're glad to
walk-on
be able to
bench
bring you the broadcast here on 446 Sports, and of course getting ready, Coach, for this week's game as we travel to Lake Charles. You and I both were talking a little bit before we went on the air about the last time that either one of us was at Barbe High School. For me, it was when I was in high school, so that was a while back. And, of course, you were there for a baseball game several years back.
I think I played a high school baseball game there. I believe it was in the year 2000. So that's my only Barbe experience.
I hate to say I go back much further than that, but we'll leave that alone. But we are traveling.
Should we even ask what year he was born?
No, let's not do
I'm afraid it's going to make us. My 40-year high school reunion is this year at Barbe High School in just a couple of weeks. So, yeah, we're feeling pretty old right now.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'll try to keep you guys young for a few years.
All the help we can get.
We do need a lot of help in that department. So, but we're here with the Bryant Bell Coaches Show. And, Coach, this week we travel to Lake Charles, a road trip for you and for us. How do you prepare differently for that versus, going to Tioga or going to, one of the other schools that's somewhat close by like an Ash? But when you've got that kind of trip, it's not the same, I wouldn't think.
No, it's the same for our team. The weekly plan is consistent, but for me, it's different. It's a headache for me, and that's the way I want it. I don't want any of that, projected on our team. We've had the same Monday through Thursday that we've had. Now we'll have to pull them out of class a little bit early. I know they're bummed about that tomorrow. And have to leave, and we're taking 2 charter buses down there. It's they're excited about that, and we're blessed to be able to do that because of our great community, our great fans that help us fundraise along the way. So thank you for that. And, we're looking forward to getting out of Rapides Parish for a game and playing somebody we don't know, and that puts an extra spark in it for us as well.
Well, and of course, you talk about that. We will be traveling out of the parish, obviously, when we get into district here in a couple of weeks. But we certainly have benefited from playing either at home or near home here in the first 3 weeks of the season. But this is a good road test for us. And we go to Lake Charles tomorrow to play the Barbe Buccaneers. They are a team that is with a new coach. They play in District 3 5A, so we are playing a 5A team, but is in a little bit of a transition. And you mentioned in looking at the tape, Coach, you see a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I do. I see two similar teams that are two 5A teams that are obviously trying to make their way up the ranks, and hopefully both of us can at some point, but only one of us will be able to tomorrow. And
sure,
they're a well coached football team. You can tell they're very disciplined. They're a little bit young in some areas, as are we, and like I said, two similar teams.
What can we look for, as going into the game? Those of us that will obviously be there will see it in person, but maybe those that will be watching at home, offensively, what might we expect out of this Buccaneer team?
They're going to be about 50-50 run pass.
Okay.
That's what they have been. They have some good receivers, some tall-looking receivers on video, which is kind of scary. An athletic quarterback that can make plays with his feet. On defense, they're it pains me to say it, but they're a lot like Tioga. They have an athletic secondary and linebackers, and they're disciplined. So, we're going to have to be disciplined and match their intensity.
We do have a common opponent, if you will. They played Karen Crow in week 2, I believe, or maybe it was week 3, and lost by a score of 60-14. Of course, Ash and Karen Crow also played this season, so a common opponent there. But they play a lot of teams from that region. Sam Houston also on the schedule for them. Sam Houston won that game 36-22, and they I'm trying to see who their first game was against LaGrange, and they won their first game of the season, as we did. They won 35-8 over the Gators of LaGrange. For the Rebels, as you prepare for this week, how has practice been coming off of the Tioga game and getting ready for this first road trip? How's practice been this week?
Practice has been really good this week. Like I said, our team's motivated to go out and, with a win tomorrow night, we'll even our record up. I believe in the latest power rankings, we're ranked number 22. So as of right now, we're in the playoffs, and a win tomorrow will only help those chances. And it's been a motivated week of practice, and our guys are ready to get back out tomorrow. Tomorrow night can't get here fast enough.
Well, and as Nathan and I talk about, and you talked about in segment 1, the maturation of your offense. You've now had more opportunities with reps for the different players that you're bringing in at running back, and I'm going to ask Ty about that when we talk to him here in the next segment. But hopefully, as your season progresses, you see that progression of maturing from your offense.
Right. We can't afford any steps back. We have to move forward, and we believe we have a plan and personnel in place to bring that along, and I look forward, just like you guys do, to seeing the next step tomorrow night.
And defensively, continue to see young men that are stepping up. We mentioned Zane Seitz leading the way, but you continue also to see young men that are playing both ways, like Ty Sanders and Jacob Miranda. Number 22. I got to call his name a few times, Tyler Null.
Right.
Stepping in as well. Your linebackers really have been impressive to watch going from sideline to sideline.
Right. They're an exciting group to watch. Coach Charles has done a good job with them. Coach Jamison Brown, he's been with me for a long time. He's done a great job with them. They got baptized by fire last year as sophomores by and large, and this year, that experience and the extra coaching that they're getting is paying off.
Eric Frazier, number 33, another linebacker that we called his name a lot. And, Nathan, I know that defensively you might think from a standpoint the defense being ahead of the offense, but you and I commented in the booth about what we've seen as far as the defense and how well they've matured.
Well, absolutely, and Eric's a name that we called a good bit last year as well, and he seems to be stepping into that leadership role. One of the things that we had also commented about, and we'll bring Ty Sanders in just a little bit, though, was that you had him on the hands team on kickoff returns, and I noticed on some of the opposing teams don't always have the deep threat, and he's in that next wave that's likely to get some of those short balls. What brought Ty to your attention for an offensive player?
We know he's tough. And we know he's durable, and he has great conditioning. So we know that he can still do all the special teams. He can do he can play defense at a high level, and we can trust him on offense to a certain degree. We can't give him the ball 40 or 50 times and let him go and expect his production on defense and special teams to keep up. But we know there's a line, and we think we have a good plan for that. And we're asking him to maximize his ability for his team, and he's embraced that role.
It's been great to see these guys respond to that, and you as a defensive coordinator in your past, you have an uncanny ability to pull that out of those guys, and it's been great to see these guys step up. That 35-0 score was really deceptive because it really was a really good defensive game against a very powerful Tioga offense.
Sure. Our defense really gave up 14 points,
right.
In all reality. And we're happy we're grateful to have a good defense. And as is common with a lot of teams in early season, defense is ahead of offense. And we're asking them to hold us in games right now until the offense gets to where it needs to be. And then we'll be a good football team after that.
How different was Justin Charles's defensive philosophy than yours?
It's really not that, dissimilar. It's I would say 90% the same. The words are different, the terminology, some of the methods, but I think it's been a great transition to allow these guys. The techniques are the same. Most of the reads are the same. It allowed us to, instead of reteaching and blowing everything up and starting completely over, he's doing a great job of progressing from where they were.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked, because the progress was not hindered at all by going to new terminology and new coach speak, so to speak. So that's been great to see. And, of course, his experience at the different levels, I'm sure the kids have responded well to that.
Yeah, I mean, he's an energy coach, and in a perfect world, I don't even have to be at practice. Practice just happens great, and he's doing a good job on that side of the ball and that.
But, Coach, you mentioned having the headaches that come with managing a road trip, getting everything in place. And, previously you were having to contribute on the defensive side of it. And obviously you're involved in every aspect of it, just like,
right.
From my full-time job as being mayor, you're making
right.
the key decisions that have to be made, but you're trusting all the people that you put in place to do their job, and you're trusting that they're doing their job, and you hope they're doing their job and everything. But at the same time, it does allow you to do more of those chief executive officer type of things as the head coach, and hopefully that's going to pay dividends for you too down the road as you do all the other things that's expected of you as the head coach.
Right. When you have basically 100 kids under your building and 12 assistant coaches, there has to be a system of accountability and expectations, and our guys from top to bottom are doing their very best, and I'm proud of each and every one of them.
Well, no doubt. Well, we're going to talk to one of those young men here in just a moment. After we take this next commercial break, we're going to talk with number 5, Ty Sanders, and get his perspective on playing on both sides of the football. Last Friday night, I believe, being the first time on the offensive side of it. We'll get his opinion on that and talk much more with our head football coach. It's the Bryant Bell Coaches Show. We are live at Jim Deggys Pizza. Our Deggy cam is down tonight, so we'll get that back running for next week. But want to encourage you to come visit with us here, have some great pizza. The meatball marinara has come highly recommended by the Andersons. So I see some heads shaking in agreement. That
they talk about it every week.
Yes,
so
they do.
Good.
So I may have to try that tonight just to vary from what I normally get. They're more than just pizza. They've got wings, they've got salad, they've got soups, and of course meatball marinara comes highly recommended. So I may have to try that tonight. But you can't try any of that unless you come to Jim Deggys Pizza and visit the good folks here. Come see us. We're broadcasting live here from Jim Deggys. It's the Bryant Bell Coaches Show on 446 Sport.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. At 318-448 to schedule your
Appliance Andrea has all your major appliance. We sell parts to major appliances, including compressors. Appliance parts originally Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Expo 8 Memorial to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, from 9 till 12.
Hi, Harold, financial appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal lending, employee relocation, and community property settlements. In real estate over the past 13 years, currently serving as president of the Greater Central Association, has given me a world today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Carroll, a call.
And we welcome you back to Jim Deggys Pizza, located in the Skyline Plaza on Highway 28 East. I'm Rich Dupree. Nathan Martin's on the far side of our table here, but joining us with Coach Bryant Bell, stuck right in the middle of all of us, is number 5, and he was thrust right into the middle of the Rebel offense last week and came out really exceptionally well. Number 5, Ty Sanders. Ty, welcome to the program.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you and good to talk with you. We call your name a lot on the defensive side of things, but When did you know you might get your number called on the offensive side?
I really didn't, but I was always prepared for it, though, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, you want to touch the football by, scooping it up on a fumble or picking it off in the air, but you're actually getting it handed off to you, pitched to you. What was that like?
It was fun. It brought back old memories from back when I played in Red River, but I felt like I was just there yesterday.
Well, you were there, and you did a wonderful job doing that. Did it stretch you maybe a little more than normal? Getting 18 carries in the game.
It definitely showed me how much wind I really had. Thought I was Superman, but yeah, I think I did pretty good. Being that I was playing defense too and special teams, but yeah, I had fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Was it hard to go to sleep Friday night after all that?
A little bit more for the loss than just the
teams, and now all of a sudden you've got to focus on the offensive schemes.
Like I said, it's nothing I haven't done before. It's just been a long time since I've done that, but being on defense let me know just a little bit of what the defense has in mind. Where I need to go, when I need to go to it, and just hit it hard every time. That's all I can really do.
Coach, from your perspective, we've talked a lot off the air and about how special this young man is. He's just a junior and really coming into his own for this team because on 5A you don't normally have players a lot that are playing both ways, but by necessity from the running back spot. But tell me how special this young man is to you.
I mean, I can't really put into words how special he is to me. You know, I've said a few times on here that my second day on the job 2.5 years ago, I was at Pineville Junior High, and he's one of the ones that stick out to me that I remember meeting first. And he's the leader of our team. He's one of our MVPs. There's no denying that. And I think I actually called him last Saturday. Not last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, and asked him, are you ready to do something big? And by that I mean run the ball. And he was all on board. So that kind of answers your question from earlier. But I can't imagine coaching this team without Ty Sanders running around out on the field. I'm grateful that I have another year after this with him.
Well, no doubt. And again, there might have been a lot of shocked people in the stands. That Nathan and I were very shocked by that. And were your parents prepared for you to do what you did last Friday night?
I was really excited about it when I got home. So obviously I told them, and they were really excited. Actually, they knew what I can bring to the table, what I really have in me. So. Yeah, that was good knowing that too. So, they were excited.
Yeah, well, it is very exciting. And, at the same time, seeing your son take the hits versus delivering the hits, that's got to be a little nerve-wracking too for mom and dad.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but I try to give one every now and then too.
Oh yeah, I saw that arm go out a few times, and pushing them off. We're talking with number 5, Ty Sanders, that young man that had 18 carries for 55 yards on the offensive side of it. He also had a couple of tackles, including a solo tackle on the defensive side of things. And yes, he was on special teams as well, as noted by Nathan. And Nathan told me before the show, he said, Rich, we got some apologizing to do. And
so we want to make a formal apology.
Yes, that's right. We're
with our heads bowed and our hats in our hands for mislabeling you on the fumble inside the 5. We had mistakenly said that it was Ty, and it was not Ty. We won't say who it was, but it was not Ty Sanders.
That's right. The fumble, he did not fumble the ball. He actually had to come off the field because his chin strap broke, and had to come. The officials made him come to the sideline, and unfortunately, that was a play where really you had gotten. We had moved the ball meticulously down the field and gotten not only within the red zone, but down to the 5. And, as Coach said earlier in the segment, you've got to believe that we put that ball in, it becomes a different ball game for us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. it was exciting getting the ball down there, especially when I had that one breakaway, brought me back to those old memories. It was fun. I enjoyed every bit of it, even getting hit. Like, it's just a part of football. Experience that on offense and defense. Just a little bit more fun on defense.
Yeah, no doubt, and you get to zero in on your target much further away than you do on offense, because you never know where those incoming missiles are coming from. But certainly great to see this opportunity that you're getting, and I trust during practice this week, maybe you've gotten a few more reps on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, yes, sir, for sure. I'm ready to carry the rock this week, tomorrow too.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Yes,
Well, if we can make it up for you in a small way, I can tell you that we did vote one of your runs as the Southern Air cool play of the game, and I think I have it keyed up. We're going to see right here.
All right, so we'll watch it here on our monitor. Roberts and Garrett Jackson, again, I formation from the near side hash mark on second down and 2. Hand off, first down right side, across the 30. There he breaks out to the far side, 20, to the 10, to the 5. Dropping that arm, he didn't get to the 5, but he got to the 12-yard. You bounce right back up. I mean, good run there by number 5, and as we're watching that on our monitor here, I can see a smile coming across your face there a little bit.
Oh yeah, I like watching what I do.
Well, let's watch it one more time, and you describe for us what's happening, okay? Let's look at it one more time.
Far side is Landon Roberts
so what
and
are you seeing right now?
Garrett Jackson. Again, I formation from the near side hash mark on second down and 2. We can say that off. First down right side, across the 30. There he breaks out to the far side, 20, to the 10, to the 5. Dropping that arm, he didn't get to the 5, but he got to the 12. You went to the sideline and, and bounced right back up to show him that lick didn't mean anything.
Oh, yeah.
You saw him break the tackle. We tell him there's one guy we can't block. You got to break that tackle, and then you do you after that. And that's when he got loose, I thought he was gone, but safety took a good angle, and he's a well-coached guy too.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for the angle, you would have turned the corner on it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, and of course, all play-by-play guys love to call touchdown. So yeah, I was pretty high on the emotion.
You had it queued up, man.
I had it ready to go, man.
Yeah.
And hoping that he would go all the way. But I know he will at some point this season, and we look forward to continuing to watch number 5, our junior, both running back now as well as a defensive back, getting his opportunities to showcase his talent. Ty, we always wrap up our player segments by asking, you heard Coach talking about coming to the junior high and recruiting you to come to Pineville. We like to ask our players to give us a little bit of insight behind the scenes, with our head football coach. Maybe a story about Coach Bell that makes you laugh.
I gotta agree with Landon Roberts last week. The way he runs, just majestic. But
majestic.
Another thing is when he gets mad. Sometimes it's funny. I know it's not funny to him. It should be funny to me either. But sometimes it just gets to me the way his reactions, like throwing the whistle 30 yards down the field, breaking his bucket hat.
I haven't done that this year. I don't think.
But he chunks the whistle.
Yeah, he definitely gives it a good throw every now and then.
He could succeed in the whistle toss at the next Olympics. Huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. Good to visit with Ty Sanders. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more of the Bryant Bell Coaches Show live from Jim Deggys Pizza on Highway 28 East here on 446 Sports.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Lock On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
I'm Jason Hall with Farm Bureau Insurance. Did you know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month? Our team is here to educate about life insurance and help you make the right coverage choices with the right agent this month and every month. Taking care of your family can be simple and something you can do today. There's no better time than now to learn how life insurance can protect your family's financial security. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Glad to be able to bring you our coaches show every week from Jim Deggys Pizza. Glad to be here with you. I'm Rich Dupree, Nathan Martin on the far end, and glad to have, of course, our head coach Bryant Bell. And we have found another young disciple in the audience to talk to, and he was someone we were talking to at the top of our broadcast when we announced the Quibido's player of the game from last week's game. He led the team in tackles for that game with 8 tackles. He's number 45 and one of the talented junior linebackers that we have on this Rebel team. He's number 45, Zane Seitz, and good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. You weren't expecting this, so it is a little bit of a surprise, and I can see some folks that are like rolling on the floor laughing over in the corner there. So there's some folks that are obviously happy you're up here.
Absolutely.
Well, very good. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself as far as your time with the Pineville football team.
So far, it's been great. I'm still growing a lot. I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning a lot today, especially under Coach Charles and Coach Brown. Coach Charles coming in was a new adjustment, a good adjustment compared to last year. Coach Bell was good, but, you know.
I agree. No disagreements from me. Hey, you want to hire, in a perfect world, I want to be the dumbest coach in the room. I want them to be better, and I know we certainly upgraded with Coach Charles, so he can be truthful here.
Well, it's certainly a good opportunity, and we were bragging about the linebacker core, and a lot of the names that we were calling were just that, linebackers, and in particularly watching you go from sideline to sideline with great speed. Talk about that a little bit.
For me, on the field, I'm just see ball, get ball, go with the flow, go where that ball is going, attack it, full speed, no questions, just go.
Well, you certainly are doing that, and that's why you were our player of the game for last week. And again, just coach a very talented group of young men, and this junior class, is a class that as soon as you took the job, a lot of these young men you were recruiting to Pineville.
That's right. Just like with Ty, I remember meeting Zane, back then, and I'm proud of the young man he's growing into now, and the player he is. He just referenced see ball, get ball, and all that, and he doesn't really do that. He does. He makes it look easy. That comes from preparation. It comes from practice. It comes from building muscle memory and putting himself in the right position. And Zane he's our field general. He's not only responsible for making tackles, but he's responsible for getting people lined up. And we again, like with Ty, I couldn't imagine coaching out there every day without Zane, right there with me.
What's awesome to me as we watch it and see him, it seems like you're in on every defensive play. Tons of assists because you're just always there in the pursuit. Plenty of solos as well, but from the press box, you look a lot bigger than you do in person. I'm kidding about that because you're still compared to – no, I'm sorry, Rich. I sound like Doug Gann now, don't I? Sorry about that. But, really, it just you have such a presence about you out there. Is there something you do to psych yourself up to bring that presence onto the game? What's kind of like a pregame methodology for you or ritual that you have?
Stay as calm as possible.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like getting hype that too much because eventually that just gets in my own head. I start to overthink and then miss my assignments that I need to do.
So that's the exact opposite of what I would expect.
Exact opposite. I like to try and just stay cool throughout the whole day up until I hit that field.
I thought linebackers like to run through the wall, and just take out the would-be opponent. But there's a balance to that, right, Coach?
That's right. That's what we preach. You get too hyped up. It has a negative impact, and Zane's found that perfect medium.
Sounds like he's got some zen going on. Just like really finding that focus there. So, what's your favorite kind of defensive play to run? Do you like to blitz? Do you like to fall back in protection? Do you like to stop the run? What's in your mind? What's kind of like a favorite defensive package that you like to run?
I love to blitz.
Of course, I expected that answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially both linebackers blitz too. There's just so much. One of us is absolutely free every time.
Right.
It's great.
Right. And so, do you do a lot of fake blitzes where you're getting in the quarterback's head? Can you ever tell when you're getting in his head?
Mm-hmm. It's more really the lineman too itself because they feel my presence there as well, and so they're prepared for it. But as soon as I pull out, they get confused.
They're trying to figure out who they have to pick up.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that of confusing the lineman. I'm always thinking about the quarterback, but so that can give somebody else an opportunity to get in and get a tackle.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Talking with number 45, Zane Seitz. He is a junior linebacker for the Pineville Rebels, and appreciate the opportunity to have him. He's here with his family, enjoying some Jim Deggys pizza, and here today. So because he was our player of the game from last week, we called him up to join us here on the set, and we certainly appreciate that. I didn't prepare him for this, but I'll go ahead and ask you, as he shakes his head, no, he didn't. I asked Ty to give us one of his favorite Bryant Bell, stories. It could be something on the field, locker room, on the bus, something that just kind of helps us go behind the scenes a little bit. So a Bryant Bell funny that you won't get punished for if you share it with us here as he shows me a little sheepish grin. So what you got for us?
It's probably more of like a saying, but like every time we're just like on the sideline, just like chilling out just a little bit too much, he just like looks at us and goes, "What are y'all doing?" And then just either starts running us or just yelling at us to get out on the field, just get hot, moving some way or another.
I gotcha.
What are y'all doing?
What are
y'all doing?
You got to put the emphasis on the right part of doing.
Doing.
You let 100 teenagers kind of drift off to La La Land, you're going to lose them. So you got to reel them back in.
Well, Zane, we appreciate the opportunity to visit with you and look forward to what's ahead for you. Obviously, as a junior, got a lot of opportunity left, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow night down in Lake Charles. And I hope you and whoever else is blitzing with you both get to that quarterback at the same time and make them cough up the pigskin.
Absolutely.
All right, Zane Seitz, number 45. You'll see him tomorrow night right here on 446 Sports. We'll take one more time out and come back and talk a little bit more with the coach and wrap up our program. We are live at Jim Deggys Pizza here on the Highway 28 East and Skyline Plaza. You still got time to come and join us here. Thanks for watching the Bryant Bell Show here on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Everybody dancing all night long. Everybody dancing all night long. Everybody dancing all night long. Somebody's dancing to my song.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two.
There we go. Okay. Well.
That ain't good.
Oh, that's what we're seeing on the monitor. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of typical of how the day's gone. Yeah, there we go. Hey, now we got our camera shot back, and yeah.
I needed to be muted because I might would have said something I won't.
Oh boy, yeah. It's been a show and a half for us here as we both came in hot from our other day jobs and trying to get everything together and forgot some of our gear and but we made it. Hey, we're in the final segment of the Bryant Bell Coaches Show, and when Nathan pulled up, he said, "Why does our day job get in the way of our fun?"
I know.
And,
I understand.
It does. But as we get ready to wrap things up here, I want to look ahead to other games that are going on our 446 family of networks. Alexandria Senior High will be on the road at East Ascension tomorrow night down in Gonzales, visiting with our good friend Robbie Martin. He and I were texting earlier today. So Ash 1-2 at East Ascension, who is 0-3. Pineville, of course, coming in at 1-2, taking on the Buccaneers of Barbe, who are also 1-2. You've got Green Oaks is over at Peabody. It's Peabody's homecoming, and excited for them as Green Oaks comes to town. Tioga on the road to Marksville. 2 3-0 teams playing each other, and the Tigers with a new coach as well. So the two local or somewhat local schools playing each other. Arcadia is at Bolton. You have Vidalia at Buckeye. I believe it's also homecoming at Buckeye tomorrow. You'll see that on our 446 family of network here. Beekman Charter is at Northwood Lena, and Menard is on the road at Sacred Heart. Our buddy Tom Boucher will also be on the road at Sacred Heart tomorrow. So just giving you a little bit of a look ahead to some of our games. And, of course, you can follow all of our local schools, Ash, Menard, Tioga, Buckeye, and Pineville. We are all a part of the 446 family, and you can follow those games here, and you can go to 446sports.com, and you'll find a drop-down menu that'll help you connect to any of the previous broadcasts of either the football games on Friday night or our coaches show on Thursday nights or Wednesday nights. I know some of the schools have different nights, and it's hard for me to even keep up with our own show at times. So I'm not sure when all of them air, but you can find all of the broadcasts archived here as well. And, Coach, we are getting ready for tomorrow night, traveling to Lake Charles. Getting ready. What time will you guys be taking out tomorrow night?
We're going to be leaving at about 2:15.
Okay.
We're just down there right at or right shortly after 4. So let us eat our pregame meal, tape up, and warm up and go.
So you'll eat once you get into Lake Charles?
Yes.
So you found a good buffet somewhere or something? Or
Well, we have some Martin Meats hamburgers for after the game.
Okay.
We're just going to eat a light sandwich before the game.
I got you.
And that's what we're doing.
So they better eat a good lunch, is what you're saying.
They better.
They better eat a good lunch before they get on the bus. And going to the Barbe Buccaneers, and we will have the broadcast for you as well. We'll be on the air starting at 6:45, and looking forward to that. And again, Nathan, there's a number of ways besides just going to 446sports.com that you can find us.
Yeah, the great thing about 446sports.com, they have links to Twitter, to Facebook, to Boxcast. There's another one out there somewhere, but there's lots of ways to watch. And some of those platforms will let you put it on your big screen TV in your house, and you can watch it on 60 inches if you got that huge of a screen in there. So sit back and enjoy. Yeah, of course, we really want you to make the trip down to Lake Charles, but if you can't, follow right along with us tomorrow night on 446 Sports.
I think we've talked Randy James into going.
Yeah, I think he called during the break, got permission to leave early, and so he's going to be joining us down there.
See, I thought he was the boss, but he had to call somebody else to get permission.
Well, I'll tell you, we need him. I hit the wrong button. Hold on, hit the wrong button. Wrong button.
There, okay.
My goal was to try to bring you the fact that on tomorrow night we will have the remote boom with us. And so we'll be bringing the cannon.
Oh, okay. All right.
On air, so you'll hear
that's
it.
Good.
And if not, in the background, Randy will be giving the 1, 2, 3, boom.
There you go. So tomorrow night, Lake Charles will have the game. We'll look forward to bringing that to you through 446 Sports. And again, Coach, appreciate the opportunity to visit with you. And a double surprise tonight. We knew we had Ty Sanders planned to visit with, but getting to talk to Zane as well. Zane Seitz was a plus and a surprise for him and his family. So a good opportunity there as well. Good week of practice. And tomorrow night we're going to go show it in Lake Charles.
Yes, we are. We had a good week, had a good show. Now we're ready to finish the week the right way.
We will finish strong. We look forward to it. We'll see you back here next Thursday night for our Bryant Bell Coaches Show. And week 4 is on the way. Week 5 we'll be back home. And then we get into district play week 6 through 10. So, again, looking forward to this middle of the schedule, and look forward to homecoming that is coming up the following Friday night. So a lot of things to talk about next week, including the victory that we're going to get down in Lake Charles. For Nathan Martin, Head Coach Bryant Bell, I'm Rich Dupree. Thanks for joining us. We have been live at Jim Deggys Pizza. Thanks for joining us here for the Bryant Bell Coaches Show on 446 Sports.